This is the very next hand actually. I go ahead and open ace-10 in the hijack, and I get 3-bet by poker jammers on the button. I wasn't sure whether I was going to 4-bet bluff here, to be honest. I probably would have just gone ahead and folded and kept it low variance as I have been playing throughout this tournament. But I just want to show this hand just to show you how ridiculous this tournament was. So he 3-bets, and Greg comes in for a cold 4-bet on the big blind. Now, if we remember, poker jammers has already 3-bet me once in this spot when I raised, Krieger called, and he squeezed on the button, and we both folded. So Greg could definitely be light here. But I'm not going to go ahead and stick it in here or anything with ace-10 here. I think that would be a little bit too crazy. So I go ahead and fold, and for me now, I'm kind of glad that there's a 4-bet, so I don't have to make a tough decision whether to 4-bet fold versus poker jammers or not. But anyway, poker jammers goes ahead and 5-bets, and now I'm really glad that I got out the way, and I'm glad I didn't have to make a decision. Greg folds, and poker jammers shows the 7-deuce off. Now, that's obviously an interesting hand for a few reasons, but for me, I was kind of happy to see this. I think it kind of reaffirmed my decision to play tighter, because I really didn't know how to react to these 3-bets. There are kind of 3 ways a player might react to my opens. There are players who I think just can't help themselves. When they're on the button and they see an open, they're just going to 3-bet. I think, having seen this, poker jammers is one of those players. But before this hand, I didn't know that. There are also players who would probably just assume that if you're playing a high-stakes 10k tournament, that if you are playing that you're capable of 3-betting light, 4-betting light, 5-betting light, and getting it in light. And those players might, despite seeing me play very, pretty tight this whole tournament, they might still be willing to 3-bet, get in ace queen and pocket 8s or something, pocket 9s. And then there are players who will actually sort of watch what you've been doing very carefully and adjust their play to how you've been playing. Now, as a player who doesn't play MTTs regularly, I didn't know what my opponents would be like. If I opened here with ace-10, for example, as I had here, and got 3-bet by poker jammers, if I knew he was a player who saw that I was playing tight, I would think that he would not 3-bet light, and therefore I would have an easy fold with ace-10. But if he was a player that was more likely to just be I can't resist 3-betting the button, then I should 4-bet with ace-10 when he 3-bets me. And if he's a player who just assumes I'm a high-stakes player, I'm capable of 3-bet, 4-betting, 5-betting light, then I should maybe 4-bet call with ace-10, because he might think, I think he's really light, I'm 4-betting a wide range, and he can just jam a whole bunch of, junk, maybe he starts jamming ace-7 offsuit that he 3-bet on the button. And so, between those 3 options, I really have no idea whether any of these players are option 1, option 2, or option 3. And for that reason, hands that I could open, but hands say an ace-deuce off in that position, or king 9 offsuit in that position, I started to fold just because I really didn't know how to react to 3-bet. Whereas these players who play against each other all the time, they know how their dynamic is, they know how to react to each other's 3-bets, and they know how to adjust. Whereas for me, for example, before I saw this 7-deuce off, I really didn't know whether poker jammers was a player I should fold to a 3-bet with ace-10 off, whether I should fold, whether I should 4-bet call my ace-10 off, or whether I should 4-bet fold my ace-10 off. And because of that, ace-10 off I still have to open, it's just too strong a hand not to. But I started folding other hands. And I was actually I was pretty pleased to see him show this hand. I think he gave away a lot of information by showing this hand. Because then I could peg him as a player who just couldn't resist 3-betting on the button. But still, with all these other players, I didn't know what sort of category they fell into of those 3. And for that reason, I was, pretty pleased that I decided to play a bit tighter than normal, just because I really would get into very tough spots once I got 3-bet, because I wouldn't know how to react unless I had, a very easy hand to 4-bet call with aces. So that's it. Let's keep moving along.